Okay. Well, thanks for being here. It's always better when we win. I promise you that. I don't know about y'all, but winning, of course, is what this is all about. And we lost to Navy last year up there in a trip from a place very much south of here. In that we got to the hotel at 9 o'clock that night because of the charter, and so it turned out to be that way on Saturday at and wherever we were, up there in Maryland somewhere, huh? And we lost last year to them. Certainly had a lot of interest in preparation for them, and understanding that they were a team that was going to grind the clock for the most part, and understanding that their defense was going to make you, most of the time, was going to try to make you go the long route to score, and knowing that we couldn't turn it over and couldn't turn it over much, and we had to be efficient offensively, and so we beat ourselves out of 2 touchdowns by fumbling one and having an interception going into the red zone. And but other than that, played pretty darn good. The quarterbacks were spot on, doing what they're supposed to do, and Corey made some great throws. So did Dion, and made some great runs for us. And our kids accepted the challenge, not only offensively but defensively, and had a lot of great hustles. Some guys came to the forefront. Mark Wilson, stepped up, made a bunch of plays, some solid hits. Our middle linebacker, Brandon Bryan, made a bunch of tackles, and a lot of other guys played well. I think maybe learned something about ourselves a little bit as a defense. And kicking game was solid. We had 2 punt returns for 44 yards total, and which helped us field position-wise. The thing about the 2 turnovers, that they were both going in. Sean, first and goal on the 3, and he should always know better than, if it's 3rd and goal or 4th and goal, maybe extend the ball if you feel like you need, not on first down. And he was just trying his best to get it in the end zone, get us another score. We would have gone up by 3 scores, I think, had he scored then. But it was a 99-yard field for them to have to take the other way. And the interception was on, I think we were going into the red zone, and the interception return came out to about close to the 40, maybe 35, I'm not sure. But still the turnovers were on their end of the field, which is, if there's anything positive about a turnover, I guess that would be it when you're playing Navy, because they had to go a long distance with the ball. I was very proud of our team. We had a great crowd. We were following a great win by Coach Maestri and the basketball team against Mississippi State in the opening game in our arena, Trojan Arena, which was a great night. Our players got to watch that, which was inspiring, and so, it was a great weekend for Troy. We had a lot of military and former military veterans in town, and it was a great, beautiful day, and a great day for everybody involved. And so we now we got to turn our face to Ark State, who's really another, especially offensive football team that's very problematic with all the things that they can do. So we're in prep right now. Trying to get ready for them. Questions?
Coming in this week facing the top team in the conference, obviously it's got to be something that's probably, I would think, motivating for the players to maybe try to knock off the top team this week.
Well, anything can happen in this game, and everybody, I think, is at 6 games in the league, and there's 2 left for everybody, I believe. So anything can happen. I've been in this league when 3 3-loss teams tied for the championship. So it's a sort of beat-em-up league. So anything can happen. So, I'm glad we're playing them now. I think we're better than we've been in a lot of ways, and if we can get everybody well and all hands on deck, and we'll, I think we'll try to be at our best. Whether that's good enough or not remains to be seen.
Of course, the top two teams next 2 weeks,
right?
Just one loss, so Troy has a chance to say something about how the championship.
Right. We got a lot of things to talk about. If we certainly will talk about bowls, and if we could win the next two, and we've talked about winning the next two, and possibly cause some racket at the top, and you never know how folks will react to that kind of pressure. So anyhow, we're facing a formidable offense this week, and Coach Thompson's a great defensive guy. He's been around and knows a lot about this game, and they'll have them ready, and we got to make sure that we're ready to play.
You guys are now one closer to 6. How crucial is it that this team get this win this week?
Well, I'd like to get it. Period. But this week would be, it'd probably take a little pressure off. But I don't. I'm not putting any pressure on our guys to win. We play them for the right reasons, I think, and it's for Troy. And the bowl will take care of itself. We don't even know which bowl, what bowl, who would be interested in Troy at 6-6, but I think there's enough bowls out there, and there's less qualifiers than there's probably ever been, or going to be less qualifiers, and some people can't play in bowls for other reasons this year. I'm not sure what they all are, some probationary type things, but anyhow, I think if we get 6, we'll get one. We get 7, we'll get a much better one, and could be. You can't ever tell what'll happen if with the motivation. If we can win this week, that's what we need to take care of. Win this week. Everything else, all the motivation and everything takes care of itself after that. If you win this week, you got them all sitting right where you want them, no matter what happens to other people.
You talked about offense earlier, and you're facing probably one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
Applin. So we talk a little bit about Applin and what he brings to the table.
Well, Ryan Applin is a great young man, number one, and he played against us, I think, 2 years ago down here. I know he did last year. He's a dual guy. He can run well enough to make you pay, and he's smart enough to know when to do that. He can throw the football down the field and hit people, and he's obviously a good leader and good field general for them, and I got a lot of respect for him.
Go back to this past weekend. Why did you feel it was important to change the schedule up and to have your team there in support of the basketball team Friday night in Trojans?
Well, we normally go to or try to go to a movie, and normally it's in Montgomery because we stay outside of Montgomery. But I felt like it would be good for our guys to be in support of the basketball team, number one, and be good for our guys to see. I had a feeling that we were going to win a game, in basketball, and it would be good for our guys to sit there and be involved, and instead of in some crazy movie somewhere, if you can be involved in that kind of an environment at our place, and seeing their fellow students out there, fighting and scratching, trying to win a game against an SEC opponent.
Having Gus Malzahn coming back to the area, just talk about his impact that he's had on that program. How have you seen this Ark State a little different with him?
Well, he's a heck of a coach. I mean, the guy that had last year is pretty darn good too, and Hugh Freeze. But Gus has sort of restructured things a little bit, but he's still doing a lot of the same type things. But his mark is definitely on the offense, and John Thompson is his D coordinator, and his mark is definitely on the defense. And guys that both have great experience and very innovative, and do things that stress your levels of defense, and will give you things to look at and they play awfully hard. So, they're both good coaches. Malzahn, I like him. He was at Auburn, of course, there for a great run a couple of years ago, and so I hope he enjoys his trip with exception of about 60 minutes.
This is a homecoming week. Any added pressure or distractions this week?
A lot of distractions, if you let it be a distraction, and it's also the last home game, so that throws a senior day deal on homecoming, which I don't know. I don't know how we get all that in, but with the 22 or 23 guys that we're gonna recognize somehow at halftime, or maybe we do it pregame. I think we do it pregame, yeah. But it'll be hopefully a great crowd. I think the weather is supposed to cooperate again, and it should be a good occasion. These guys got us last year too, as did Navy, and as did most people. But I think we're a little better, and I've said it all along. We're a little better. We're not there yet. We're still searching and finding things and people and players, but we're a little better, and the record does show it. And I think with a couple of wins, and a little momentum, it gives us a chance.
State game. What's the overall mindset for the team?
Win, one more and we get to bowl eligibility, so just win, man. Coming off 2 good weeks, offensively for us, man, we feel like we're in a groove and we need to get this win, to get to a bowl game. So I feel like this is a big one. It's personal for a couple of us, so we got to get out there and we got to play good. So they're good on both sides of the football, so we got to play well.
You talk about it being personal. Why is it personal?
It was just from what happened last year. At the end of the season, it was just kind of a bitter ending for me and some of the guys. So we just got to go out there and play our best football game. Everybody's focused and prepared to have a good week of practice this week because we got a big one.
Coach Blakeney seems extremely confident that 6 wins will get you locked into a bowl game. Are you as confident that 6 wins will get it done?
That's what he tells us. So I believe everything he tells me anyway. So whether it happens or not, I'm gonna still believe what he says. But I think that people, if our offense continues to play the way it does these last 2 weeks, I think people will want to see us, playing a bowl game just to see, if we can do that to, anybody. Which I believe we can, and I think all the guys on the offense believe we can now. So as long as we just keep in this little flow we got going right now, I think we're gonna be fine.
Any extra motivation to the fact that y'all have a chance to take out the #1 team in the conference right now?
Absolutely. Like I said, it's from a lot of different aspects, bowl game, personal issues for us, and, putting us in, trying to get second in the conference, top of the conference again, because they're a good football team, though, man, just like we got to play next week at Middle Tennessee. So we just got to go out there and, play our best football game.
Knowing this game will probably be a shootout, is there any pressure to keep up with them, knowing the type of offense they have?
If we play like we have the past 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure we put up the most yards in the nation the past 2 weeks. So I think, we're kind of hard to keep up with right now. So as long as we play like we have been, man, I'm not saying we're going to. I'm not saying we're not. We're not. But we just got to keep playing the way we have, man. If we do that, like I said, we're a hard offense to stop. But I got faith in our defense too, man. They're coming off that option. I'm sure they're going to be glad to see some more passing going around. So they're pretty excited about it, and I think it's going to be a good week for us, man, on both sides of the football, just like every week.
This homecoming, any extra distractions associated with that?
I don't pay much attention to that stuff, man. I'm sure some people do, some of the guys do, but I try not to get involved with all that.
Talk about this two-headed monster it seems you and Dion have going, just throwing the defense off. You're in there, he's in there.
It was after the FAU game. Me and him and Coach Reagan were just talking. Let's actually, let's buy into it. Let's believe in it. Let's actually believe that it's going to work. Just give it a shot. You know what I mean? And let's see what happens. And we went out against Tennessee, and both of us, played well. And And then we went out last week, and both of us played better. So as long as we can, keep getting better every week, man, we're trying to get to that perfect game. That's what Coach Reagan always wants, 30 for 30, 25 for 25. So we were a little bit off last week. We got to get that better. So.
You mentioned there earlier, is there a little bit extra pride in the fact that you guys have put up the most offense in the nation last 2 weeks above a certain team from the West Coast over there?
Well, I mean, I told those guys out there earlier, I said, man, if this would happen to us the first game and then carry out, through the whole season, that would definitely be a little bit more exciting. But I'm glad it happened, when it happened, and hopefully, like I was talking about earlier, we can carry it over into the next 2 weeks, man, and put together some really, solid football games offensively, and that's the only thing that's going to do is just help us win, and that's what all we want. That's all we want to do. But I mean, having more yards in Oregon sounds crazy the past 2 weeks, but I mean, shoot, they've done it every week, so it's nothing new to them. So.
You guys Lee Corso fans now at all? Or not really anymore. You respect them.
Yeah, my roommate and I, Cody Whittle, before the game, we were watching the college game day, and then we knew we were going to get picked on there. And that came up, and it was definitely the talk of the bus when we got on there, getting back to the Troy from the hotel. There was a little bit of motivation from that, definitely.
Yeah, that's what Chip was saying. It helped motivate you guys, of course. How does that momentum from the game swing you guys into this week against a really good team in Arkansas State?
I think, especially from the offensive side, from the Tennessee game, I know we've definitely got a lot of confidence from what we can do from that game. Then we build on it from the Navy game also. And I guess the biggest challenge for us now is being able to continue our production every week and then showing up every week. So, especially against Ark State, I mean, them coming here to Troy, I mean, I know they're a really good football team. They're at the top of our conference right now. So we definitely have a challenge on our hands against them.
Battle line continuing to be consistent week in, week out. Just how key is that for you guys? I mean, I know you guys had some changes earlier in the season, but just talk about how important that's been for you guys.
Yeah, it's definitely like putting a puzzle together on the offensive line. We had a different couple injuries, guys go down, but especially the senior leadership on our offensive line is what's helped us from across the board. Jared Fleming, Cody Whittle, and Andrew Phillips definitely make leaps and bounds since the season have started. And also like Terrence Jones, he's a sophomore only, but he's been playing great as well. So I think it's putting the whole puzzle together, and finally everything falling in place is really working out for us right now.
But they see the numbers, they see how much this offense is putting up, but you guys are a big part of that. So I know the offensive line doesn't get much shine.
Yeah. But I mean, like you said, I mean, we're comfortable with what we're doing. I mean, if no one's talking about us right now, and we're just talking about ourselves in our meeting room, that's enough for us. Being able to rush the ball as well as we have this year, and also the pass protection. I mean, I think it's been definitely a lot of confidence for us. But like I said, we have definitely a big challenge on our hands against Ark State. So hopefully this week we can do really well.
With the loss last year to Ark State, them being number one in the conference, Lee Corso not picking you guys against Navy, a chance to be bowl eligible, of all those reasons to get motivated and to get hype, what's the biggest motivator for this team right now?
Right now, I think the biggest motivator is just beating Arkansas State. I mean, they're top of our conference, and we have to prove that we can still be back at the top of the conference as well. A couple games this year we've tripped up, and it's been definitely difficult for us to keep on challenging for the conference. But right now, playing Arkansas State is our biggest concern, and beating them is what we worry on the most. And we take it game from game, and then hopefully getting bowl eligible would be nice, but I mean, we have two opportunities left to get there, but right now we're just focusing on Arkansas State.
It's homecoming. Any distractions associated with that that's going to knock the team off a little bit?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think it wouldn't be any different from any other week from a home game. I mean, we've had some great crowds this year, especially. I mean, the most since I've been here at Troy. So, I mean, I know the fan support is really big to us, and them staying the whole game for us is really big. So hopefully, especially homecoming, having alumni come back, we can give them a good show.
Being a senior, how special will Saturday be personally just for you?
It's definitely going to be a special moment. I mean, it's gone by in a blink of an eye. I mean, I've been here for 5 years now, and this is my last home game. So, I mean, it's going to be definitely a moment to cherish, but it's going to be a difficult time, letting go. So.